What if you could feel peaceful, on command, with just a story? I'm Rhonda, and in less than 3 minutes, I'll help you unwind, reconnect, and feel calm again, using a method most people never think to even try. So now, let's take a deep breath with me. In, slow and deep, and exhale, letting the tension go, just for now. Let your jaw relax, let your shoulders soften, and allow your thoughts to drift like clouds through a quiet sky. You don't need to do anything here. Just listen, just be. And when you're ready, we'll begin the story. A story meant just for you. The garden that forgot how to breathe. A hypnotic story about losing yourself in someone else and finding your way back to your own roots. Once upon a time, there was a garden. Not one planted neatly by careful hands, but a wild, sprawling place, full of vines that stretched toward any warmth they could find. In the heart of this garden lived a young woman named Liora. She had always loved beautiful things. The way vines clung to old stone walls, the way trees bent toward the light, the way ivy wrapped itself around anything strong enough to hold it. She thought love was like that too, a reaching, a clinging, a growing together so tightly that you couldn't tell where one thing ended and another began. So when she met him, the one with the steady voice and eyes that promised a home, she did what the garden had taught her. She grew herself around him. She bent her branches toward his sun. She softened her soil to his roots. She quieted the wild parts of herself that grew too loud, too free. And for a while, it felt safe. Safe to be needed, safe to be wanted, safe to exist in reflection of someone else's light. But seasons change, and the garden that forgot how to breathe eventually began to wither. Liora started to feel it first in the mornings, that strange hollow ache, like forgetting something important and not knowing what it was. She stopped singing when she worked, stopped drawing in the margins of her notebooks, stopped noticing the way her own heart beat, independent, defiant, alive. All her energy went into the other, into the tending, into the keeping. She mistook exhaustion for devotion. She mistook emptiness for loyalty. Until one evening, as the sky blended into gold and indigo, she wandered into a part of the garden she hadn't visited in a long time. It was overgrown, untamed, alive. The vines here didn't cling. The flowers didn't bend to the nearest trunk. They reached upward, each one growing toward its own path of sky. Liora knelt there, breath caught in her throat. Something inside her stirred. A voice she had buried long ago whispered, "You were never meant to grow from someone else's roots." The vines around her fingers loosened, the invisible threads tying her worth to his moods frayed. She pressed her palm into the earth, felt the hum of her own life force, still strong, still waiting. "You are your own garden," the earth whispered back. You do not have to disappear to be loved. Tears slid down her cheeks, not from sadness, but from the quiet relief of remembering herself. In the days that followed, Liora made different choices. Not loud ones, not angry ones. Quiet, steady choices. She stopped asking for permission to feel. She started watering her own roots first. She sang when she wanted to. She said no when she needed to. At first, he didn't understand. At first, the vines inside her shook with guilt. But over time, the garden inside her grew stronger, wilder, more hers. And she realized true love was never about losing yourself in someone else. It was about growing side by side, 2 gardens, 2 songs, 2 lives intertwined not by fear, but by choice. And if someone could not honor her wildness, if someone demanded she dim her sun to warm their own, then she would let them go. Not because she didn't love, but because she finally did. And so Liora lived. Not perfectly, not fearlessly, but rooted in her own soil, her own light, in the knowing that she was never meant to be a vine clinging for survival. She was meant to be a garden, alive, breathing, blooming, exactly as she was. Hypnotic induction, returning to your own garden. Close your eyes and take a slow, gentle breath in. Feel the air fill your chest, expanding softly. And exhale, releasing the weight you didn't even realize you were carrying. With each breath, you allow yourself to soften a little more, settling into this moment, settling into yourself. Now imagine you're standing at the edge of a garden. Not a garden planted by anyone else, not manicured, not pruned for anyone's approval. This is your garden. At first, it may seem tangled, wild, a little overgrown from the times you forgot to tend to yourself. But as you step forward, you see it's alive, lush, and breathing with possibility. You walk slowly along a soft, winding path, feeling the earth steady beneath your feet. And as you move deeper into your garden, you notice some of the vines that once wrapped tightly around old stones have started to loosen. You see, you were never meant to cling for life. You were meant to root. You were meant to bloom from your own soil. Feel your breath moving now, steady and deep, like the roots anchoring you back to your true self. Now, in your mind's eye, find a spot in the garden just for you. Maybe it's a clearing touched by sunlight. Maybe it's beneath the soft shadow of an old tree. Sit down there. Place your hands on the earth. Feel the hum of life beneath your fingertips. Your life, your energy, your worth. You do not need to hold anyone else up to stand tall. You do not need to twist yourself into shapes for someone else's comfort. You are whole, exactly as you are. Breathe into that knowing. With every inhale, you draw strength from your own roots. With every exhale, you release old patterns that no longer belong to you. You are not here to disappear. You are here to become. Stay here for a few more breaths, feeling the sun on your face, feeling the solid ground beneath you, feeling the steady, sacred rhythm of your own being. And when you're ready, carry this garden inside you. Tend to it. Trust it. Let it bloom. You are enough. You are home. The garden that forgot how to breathe carries many layered emotional meanings about self-love, codependency, and personal growth. Here are the key meanings hidden within the story. Number 1, codependency as losing your own roots. Liora, bending herself around someone else's, symbolizes how easily we abandon ourselves when we think love means survival. Codependency isn't framed as weakness, but as forgetting how to stand in your own soil. Number 2, true growth requires self-connection. The neglected, wild part of the garden represents the authentic self, messy, alive, and powerful, that waits for us when we return. Real growth isn't about fitting into someone else's light. It's about reaching for your own sun. Number 3, self-sacrifice isn't the same as love. Liora's exhaustion shows that giving everything away doesn't make relationships healthier. It drains both people. Real love doesn't demand that you erase yourself. It celebrates your fullness. Number 4, healing happens through small, consistent choices. Liora doesn't heal overnight or through grand declarations. She makes quiet, steady choices, watering her own roots, speaking her own needs, and learning to stay with herself even when it feels uncomfortable. Number 5, freedom comes from self-reclamation. The vine's loosening symbolizes letting go of unhealthy attachments. Freedom isn't about running away. It's remembering you can grow without clinging. Number 6, you are your own garden. The story reminds us that we are each responsible for tending to our own lives. Love shared between two gardens, two sovereign beings, is far richer than love built from need. Number 7. Belonging begins within. Ultimately, Liora finds she doesn't have to vanish to be loved. She belongs to herself first, and that belonging is a foundation for any real enduring connection. And again, you've done beautifully. By simply listening, you've given yourself the gift of stillness, of presence, of healing. And maybe something inside you has shifted, subtly, gently, like a curtain parting to reveal a little bit more light. If the story brought you peace, clarity, or a moment of rest, know that there's more waiting for you here. I'd love for you to subscribe so you can return whenever you need a soft place to land. And for now, let that feeling stay with you. Let the story echo through the quiet, and return anytime you're ready to listen. And until next time, be well.